Prime Minister Mark Carney has responded after Donald Trump terminated trade negotiations with Canada.
We can't control the trade policy of the United States. We recognize that that policy has fundamentally changed from the policy in the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s. And it's a situation where the United States has tariffs against every one of their trading partners to different degrees. And it's in that context that our officials, my colleagues, have been working with their American colleagues on detailed, constructive negotiations, discussions on specific transactions, specific sectors, steel, aluminum, and energy. And a lot of progress has been made. And we stand ready to pick up on that progress and build on that progress when the Americans are ready to have those discussions, because it will be for the benefit of workers in the United States, workers in Canada, and families in both of our countries. Now, what we can control, absolutely, is how we build here at home. And that's the focus of Budget 2025, generational investment here in Canada. And what we can also control, or at least heavily influence, is developing new partnerships and opportunities, including with the economic giants of Asia.
Now, this termination comes after Doug Ford put out a commercial featuring Ronald Reagan talking about the need for free trade. Donald Trump accused the Ontario government of taking Ronald Reagan's speech out of context. To be clear, they played Ronald Reagan's words word for word. Doug Ford says that the commercial will continue to air in the United States during the first two World Series games, one of which took place last night, and by the way, the Jays won. But come Monday, Doug Ford says that after speaking with Prime Minister Mark Carney, Ontario will pause its advertising campaign in the United States so that trade talks can resume between Canada and the United States. Doug Ford also said in a statement that they achieved their goal of initiating a conversation about what kind of economy the U.S. wants to have and the impacts of tariffs. Donald Trump on Thursday night and Friday morning put out a series of social media posts in relation to this commercial being aired. And in response, several other Canadian premiers came out in support of Doug Ford. David Eby, the Premier of British Columbia, put out a post saying that BC will be launching its own digital ad campaign talking about the impacts of tariffs in relation to softwood lumber. In the graphic that David Eby posted, they also pointed to the fact that Russia is actually getting a better deal than Canada when it comes to softwood lumber. Wab Kinew, the Premier of Manitoba, also put out a video in support of Doug Ford. However, others were not so supportive. Premier Danielle Smith of Alberta put out a statement saying that she was pleased to see that the commercial campaign was paused. We will have to see if this commercial campaign being paused is enough for the United States to resume trade talks with Canada.